Hi, I'm Coach Curly. In this episode you'll meet Sharon, who's struggling to make the relationship that was in her dreams get out of being a nightmare and go back to being the relationship of her dreams. Hi and welcome to Coach Curly. Today we are lucky enough to be here with Sharon. So,
yes,
what do you want to work on, mate?
I'm here to talk to you about what I don't want to talk to you about.
What you don't want to talk to me about?
Which would be a relationship, I guess.
Yep.
It was, my first thought was confrontation, but then I realised it was about the relationship. So
Yep.
I'm pretty good at confrontation and standing up for myself.
Yep.
But I think that masks a lot of fear, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the relationship I'm in, which I didn't really want to talk about in front of millions of people, but is 16 years and quite a destructive relationship.
Yep. In
that there's no emotional support there. Well, there is to a certain extent, but not a close person that you can talk to or to be there for you. He's there in the physical sense and giving, very generous and a great dad or stepdad to my daughter, but he's not there for me, I don't feel. So that's been difficult.
Okay, so if he was there for you, what would that look and feel like?
It'd feel like someone that give you a cuddle and just to be with you, to spend time together. With me. Just to go out together, one-on-one occasionally, not just as part of a group, which we do. Just someone, like when you're sick because the mother or the wife or the partner is normally there for them, but then who's there for me, sort of thing, And I guess over the years, if an issue comes up that's quite hurtful, I'm pretty good at getting my message across of what's going on and trying to talk about it. But then he feels confronted and he shuts down, and it becomes like he gets angry and it just becomes more of a brawl, which takes it off the initial subject. And because he doesn't like the confrontation. But that's my way, I guess, of dealing with the hurt that I'm feeling. I'm wanting to communicate, but it's not happening. So is the relationship savable? Well, Can it be saved? Do you want to save it? I had a bit of a discussion with Jules Tarrant at the last event and with Mary briefly. In September last year, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I've been through the treatment, and I'm just nearly finished the radiation, which is fine. I handled that well, and I don't have the poor me scenario I think could happen to anyone, but it made me internalise what could have happened. How close you came. And what my emotions are doing to my body. Yep. Right, if I'm pushing this down to keep things going, that it's internalising, and that's now made it a priority for me this year to sort it out or get out, really. Yep. Because I've done everything I can think of to salvage it. So I don't know where to go from there. All right. Well, in what you've done to salvage it, what's been his response? Well, with him, I think, as I said, if I described him, sometimes of course we all have our days where I say, I'm living with an alien, or, something like that. But I'll always say he's got a really good heart and he's a good person, right? But with that, I think he's got a lot of hurt as well. So that was before I came on the scene, and I think that's impacting now. So if I try and talk to him, he won't talk. If I suggest counselling, no. I'm not into the fluffies, the light and fluffy stuff with the everything's, positive. Airy-fairy bullshit. Airy-fairy crap. Yep. And he just won't discuss it at all. Actually, the week before I went to your first workshop last September, I actually asked him, I thought I'll take it on myself, what can I do to make this relationship better? Because it was just going nowhere, you know. I mean, for the past 9 years, we split up for 6 months 9 years ago, and since then it's been the battle just to get through each day, really. It's either no communication, that everything's fine, or there's a little bit of an argument, and then it impacts on my 16-year-old, you know, who just doesn't want to deal with it anymore. And, you know, now she's thinking of having to go and see a psychologist because she's just not coping with her life.
Yep.
And I think this is all part of it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the whole scenario in the home. So he said, when I asked him, is there anything I can do? He said, no, I'm happy with things the way they are. And I said, well, how could you be? We sleep in separate bedrooms. We don't go on holidays together. Well, we've got 2 dogs, but that's my excuse maybe, because I don't want to put my dog in a kennel, and I love my dog. My dog's my friend, you know. And so I
So we
stay
know who
home
the real relationship is.
I'm having a relationship with my staffy, you know.
Yeah.
But he just said no. He's happy with. I said, well, I'm not happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
It can't go on like this. It has, you know, and I've probably put on 20 kilos in 16 years, and probably lost a lot of my self-esteem in the process.
Okay.
So I just don't know what to do. Like, you know, friends have said, look, I'm giving you till June. We're sending the moving trucks in, you know. And I said, look, I don't know. I mean, it's a bit of a codependent type thing, I think.
It must be. For you both to stay there for 6 years after a 6-month separation, and 9 years before that last 6 years, for you both to stay there, you're both getting something out of it.
Yeah, I don't
And what you're getting out of it is greater than the apparent cost of moving.
Yeah.
You know, I say apparent cost, because what my experience is that most people do something that they know they should have done years before, and I talk to people who get divorced. I'm not suggesting that you do, but
not married. So
okay,
that's
not
easy.
married. So, yep, there's another issue.
Exactly.
You know, if it's not important enough to get married,
Yeah, I do believe in that little bit of paper.
well, interesting enough, Mary and I lived together for 18 months before we were married 37 years ago, and we said, we'll just get married, but it's only a bit of paper. Well, if it was only a bit of paper, what's the big deal?
Exactly.
And our relationship changed as a consequence of that bit of paper.
No.
It's not the bit of paper, it's what it means.
Yeah.
It's your attitude to it. So I would say, yep, there's an initial issue, and that is not married in the first place. But, you know, we'll put that to one side.
Yeah.
When I say the apparent costs of splitting up, you know, I talk to people who get divorced. Usually I'll say, when did you get divorced? And I'll say 2 years after I should have, 3 years after I should have, whatever. Now I actually think, my experience is that before you pull a pin on a relationship, you have to be able to say to yourself that you gave it everything.
Yeah. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. So we hang in, wondering if I'm actually going to torch something that I shouldn't be torching, that perhaps there's some other thing that I haven't tried, some other thing I haven't done. So before you make any kind of considerations about staying, living, or anything else like that, that needs to be the question that you need to be able to answer clearly and definitively, with no shadow of a doubt in your mind about it. So where are you with that? If I was to say to you, okay, if you've done everything you can.
I'd say yes, but the reason I've come to your workshop and have come to every event possible since September is because I want to improve, you know, make myself better or to be the real me.
Yep.
So that then I can say that I've given it everything I can without blaming him, which I have done in the past as well.
Yep.
To give this the best shot.
Yep.
Right? I don't really know what to do to get through to him, or if he even wants to get close to me anymore, you know, because it's just so many years like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's